to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for all making it. Like I said, Beth is not feeling well, but the wedding went very well. She has a lot of pictures to share, so she said it was a perfect day in New Jersey. So, and Jamie will be running a little late. She just texted, and I think Mike's out in the parking lot. So, would you want to go ahead and call the roll, please?
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yeah. Here.
Mr. Faison? You're not concerned. And Ms. Sharon? Yes.
Thank you. In front of you, you have the July 14th minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the July 14th minutes. Do we have enough people to pass that?
4 minutes.
There's just
3
three
in
of
the
us.
parking lot.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion, questions, changes? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Faison?
Mr. Faison? Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. You also have in front of you on pages 6 through 19, the second quarter gas and ERU adjustments.
I'll make a motion to approve the second quarter gas and ERU adjustments.
Who's second?
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Faison?
Yes.
Mrs. Faison?
Just approving the gas and ERU.
Mrs. White?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharon? Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have a couple visitors here this evening. Mr. Jim Hoops, I'll let you go ahead first.
Okay.
You can stand
Yeah.
up, that'd be fine.
His wife is actually waiting for him out there,
Oh,
and it's their anniversary, and she gave him 4 minutes. So I'm okay with him going first, just to save his life.
I
That's
understand
okay.
that.
But I know what she's gonna say, you owe me. You
Yeah,
owe me,
that's right.
so.
That's
It
right.
just became
That's
a
okay.
steak dinner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian, I'll let you take the floor then.
Well, I'm Ryan Lee, and I am president of the Jim Hoops Fan Club. I'm Ryan Lee. I'm a lifelong resident of the village of Jerry City. And I wanted to come and introduce myself to you this evening. Jerry City has nominated me to be on the ballot for the Northwestern Water and Sewer District. And I understand that ballot will be coming to you here in a few months for your consideration. And so I felt it was important to come over, at least let you know who I was, to put a face with a name. I had the opportunity to serve the village of Jerry City on village council back in the 90s. It's kind of fun to say that. Served as mayor of the village as well. And then for the last 14 years, have been serving our community on the Board of Education. I recently had to resign that position because I had received a promotion at work to the assistant superintendent of Penna Career Center. And so I have a little extra free time on my hands. I'm looking for another board to serve. And with my work, when I was mayor and when I was on village council, we worked to be a member, one of the early members of the Water and Sewer District, and was very engaged in that process of bringing water to the village of Jerry City and the surrounding communities, as well as setting up a sewer plant for Signet and Jerry City, kind of a joint venture that we did together. And so all these years later, kind of full circle, Jerry City nominated me to be on that ballot. And so again, I just wanted to introduce myself to you and let you know that I'm very interested in serving on the board representing all the municipal members. And again, just wanted to let you know when you see my name, I hope you would consider me when you choose who's going to represent the municipals this fall for a seat that begins in January.
Questions? Do I have or Ryan?
All right. Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Yep.
Thank you.
No questions. Get him out to the car.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
No.
Okay, Jim, you're up.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come here tonight. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Jim Hoops, and I am currently a state representative, but I represent way up north. In fact, I always tell people my district protects the state from Michigan and Indiana. And but I grew up in Deshler, Ohio, so I'm not too far away. And I am term limited out of the House, and my wife gave me permission to run for the state Senate. So, and what I wanted to do is just go around to the communities and to the townships and just introduce myself so you know who I am and what I stand for, and answer any questions that you may have. As I mentioned, I grew up in Deshler, went to Patrick Henry High School, went south to Louisiana, played some basketball down there, so you may hear me say y'all. Then I went up to Canada and British Columbia and played with Athletes in Action, so you may hear me say A, because up in Canada they go, have a nice day, A. And then I came back and was the Henry County Auditor for 13 years. So I kind of understand working with, the treasurer, the tax budget that you have to put together for the county auditor. And then was a state representative for 8 years, back from 99 to 2006. Got out of it for about 15 years and worked with an organization, AMP Ohio, where I was in the finance area. We put together like a $6 billion project where we built hydro plants, or hydro on the Ohio River, a coal plant in Illinois, and bought the gas plant up in Fremont to basically generate power for communities who own their own electric system. Napoleon is an example. Bowling Green, they own their own system, so they're all part of AMP. Then I worked at a community college for a few years, and then got back into it back in 2017. If you remember Cliff Height, when he was the senator and then he retired, that kind of moved some things, and Rob McCauley then moved to the Senate, and then that opened up the House seat. I asked my wife if I could do it, and she said yes, and I think she liked it, me gone, because she said I could run for the Senate now and term limit out. But I'm doing it because, I feel there's a lot of things I want to complete yet. But also, if you look at the picture, I have a picture of my grandson holding him. And I had to fight to hold him, because everybody wants to hold him when we get together. I said, no, I want to hold him. We took a picture, never thinking it would be on here, but that basically is the reason why I'm running, for the future. And I think that's why all of you, and I appreciate what you're doing, because this is a job where you're at the base. Everybody knows where you live. They know your phone number, and I'm sure you get a lot of calls now and then, dealing with issues here. And so, but that's why you do it, because you want to see this community do well and continue to do well. And I really appreciated the parade you had. I appreciated the trees you have along the route, because it was in the shade at times, and it was kind of hot this year. But I know there's some issues down in Columbus that we're dealing with, and I can answer any questions. The inside millage issue, being a county auditor for 13 years, that's one of the big issues that I'm continually working on, because we're going to have to do something with property taxes, because you're probably aware of this issue that could be on the ballot next year, that if it passes, they have to get about 430,000 signatures. And if they get it on the ballot, and if it passes, then it would get rid of all property taxes, which would be very tough for villages, cities, townships, and counties. And so we're trying to figure out how we can deal with that, you know, and then it would take another half hour to explain why we're having this issue, but I can come back another time. But I just wanted today just to come in, introduce myself, and answer any questions you may have, and I really appreciate the opportunity to do that. And I'm looking forward to the swearing in. Congratulations there. I appreciate very much your service with that, so I think that's pretty neat. So, but I don't know if anybody has any questions. It's for the May primary next year. It's not this November, but I'm just starting out early, and I appreciate you letting me get on the docket. I came back from the Columbus area, Logan County area, and I wasn't sure if I'd make it back, but I was able to, and in a safe way. I went, you know, according to what the signs were saying. Again, thank you for the opportunity to address you. Any questions about what's happening in Columbus?
So if they get enough signatures, will the no property tax be on the ballot then?
Yes, yeah, if they get it, it would either be in May or November, where.
26?
Of 26, yes. Not this year, it's too late for
Right.
this year.
Okay,
And if it passes, it basically eliminates all property taxes, inside millage and everything. So that's where you would have to start, you know, finding another source of revenue, which could be, you know, for cities and villages right now, it's the income tax. For schools, it's the income tax. For counties, it's the sales tax. And for townships, they're really gonna be up the creek because they're only is property taxes.
well, we have two inside villages here.
Okay.
One is the trees and the lighting.
And,
So,
and that's one thing that we're working on, you know, with the Budget Commission. Because I was on the Budget Commission when I was county auditor, where it gives the locals, you know, you have like the auditor, treasurer, and prosecutor. They know more what's going on, and they have that relationship with the local entities more than what we as legislators down in Columbus have. Where the Budget Commission could meet with you, this is what I envision, where the Budget Commission would meet, and then you kind of decide according to your budget whether or not you need more, or not more, but if you need less because you got an increase because of the increase in valuation, you know, those kind of things. But I feel that's something you can do locally, you know, where you work with the Budget Commission on those issues. Are you?
Was Budget Commission.
Oh, real, okay. Did you work in the auditors, or, okay. Did you work with Tony Aridi, or?
Oh, yeah, he hired me.
Okay,
Long ago.
yeah, good.
It's been a while.
Yep, good guy. And again, you have my number here, and if you have questions on it, feel free to give me a call, you know, on this, because this is a very important issue that we're gonna be dealing with. And so, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to call me on that or anything else that, you know, you're dealing with. I serve with Ty Matthews, who I think is doing a great job, you know, for this area. And he's new at it, but he's jumping right in, so I'll bring him along next time.
what do you see for future funding for some of the small villages?
Well, we did increase the local government, but not to the point that it decreased back when John Kasich was the governor. And that's when I was working with AMP Ohio. And I can remember I was at an event where somebody from the governor's office came in and kind of touted how they were able to keep the state budget balanced. Well, they were able to do that because, you know, without raising it. They were able to do that because they dropped the local government from 3% down to 1.6 or something. We jumped it up to 1.75, but it's, you know, it's not like it was. And the thing is, I always say with the budget, it's educate, medicate, and incarcerate. And we're, you know, and that's about 80% of the budget. And so we're an aging state. We're going to have a lot of retirements coming on. And so we have to keep training people, you know, they'll fill the jobs of people who are retiring. And I feel we have a pretty good, you know, public school system. You have your privates, you have your community colleges, you have the Pentas, and you have the the Career Center by Archibald. You have the building trades. I mean, to keep training people, because, you know, to get them ready for their jobs. So.
We have Millstream in Finland.
Yep,
which is
and
on the
Millstream,
road.
yes, yep. So,
But
so
we're looking at small government for phase 2, right? Isn't that what you thought it would have to be? For the OPWC, for the Church Street Interceptor phase 2.
okay, well, that was part of what people voted on, you know, this last election to keep that program going, because a lot of money comes in, you know, through that program, and that was voted on this past November, and I'm glad it passed, because that would have been been tough for the communities to get the money that they used to get, and now they're going to continue to get for the next 10 years.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We did not excuse Beth, did we? I just thought of that.
I see that, and I was gonna mention it.
So,
How much next is that?
One second.
Madam President. Mr. Brindle.
Yes.
Mr. Basic.
Yes.
Mrs. Gill. Yes. And Mrs. Clark.
Yes.
And Mrs. Sherry. Yes. Okay.
thank you. In front of you, on page 32, you actually have Mitchell's resume, and I wanted to introduce him to all of you. Those on the Police and Safety Committee had the opportunity to meet with him last Tuesday? Yes, it was Tuesday. So, Mitchell, do you want to just give us a brief overview a little bit about you? I mean, we have it in front of us, but sometimes it's easier just to listen instead of reading.
Yeah, my name's Mitchell Boos. I'm 22. I grew up in Pandora, and you guys know where that is. Graduated in 21. Went straight into Putnam County Jail as a corrections officer. And,
Not behind the bars.
Not behind the
Yeah, then I went to the police academy, and here I am.
He likes small town. That was one of the things I mean, he could write us tickets to probably about anywhere he wanted to go, but honestly, Tammy came to me and she's like, I may have found somebody. And then she's like, well, I didn't hear back right away, so I don't. And she came in one day and she's like, oh, he's back. So, questions that any of you may have of Mitchell?
What made you want to be a police officer?
It's a good one. Really just to help people, but I grew up in Pandora, like I said. The chief of police was like, he was a role model for me, so if I could do something for someone else like he did for me, something like that would be awesome.
And I did talk to Chief Stamps, he had all good things to say, so.
And your commander from your academy
Yep,
was
Commander
also
Sexual Lead.
Mitchell's.
He was, my commander in the police academy, and he is retired from law enforcement, but works for DCI. He does all the polygraphs and stuff up there for them, so I spoke with him, and he had all good things.
Okay. What we'll do, we'll go through our committees, and then, Mr. Hoops said he was going to stick around to watch us swear Mitchell in, so once we get to the end of our police and safety there, before we start any old business, we'll bump the swearing in up to that point. So, Mike, do you have anything from PMP?
Yes. All right. July 15, 2025 meeting for the PMP. Chief's report, Jeremy was present, provided a run summary report to the board. He stated that there were 30 runs in June, and at this rate, it'd be going over 300 for the year with the runs. And reported that he has taken, we took the old car to the township house. Clerk gave the title to the board president, and so the vehicle will be sold for salvage. And reported that new employees are doing well. And then one key point here on the new business was Tom Leiter. Tom Leiter was present and talked about the history of the PMP and provided the board with some pictures and information. This district will celebrate its 50 years in November of this year. It was formed in November 25 of 1975, and the board would like to hold an open house and celebrate this event. And it was decided that we will make a decision on that date and a time at our August meeting. And the board thanked Tom for providing this information.
Thank you, that's awesome.
Yes. Okay. And now the fire, July 15th. So the chief's report, Sam Banana, there were 13 runs and 1 mutual aid. And new member updates at this point, there wasn't any. And then under old business, the nationwide first responders grants awarded hoses and SBA gear. The rest of the orders is so we have some of that stuff is supposed to be coming expected at the end of June, and then we received a small submission to Vicky to request for federal funds. So applied gas truck back awarded and reduced funding availability by $10 million on that. And the fire truck has been completed, and they did pick that up. And as you guys will, most of you are aware that you saw that new fire truck in our parade. So, good positive things moving forward, I think. So, thank you.
Are they planning on anything open house to show the new truck off? Do you know?
I don't know at this point if
Okay.
they are or not.
I would like to put something in the next newsletter.
Okay.
So, do you have a picture of it, or Jamie, or somebody? Okay. I would just like to put a little blurb in it for everyone.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions for Mike? Okay, on to cemeteries. Sarah.
We held our cemetery meeting, and that was the deadline for the cleanup for the cemetery was that following week, so that includes this following week. So the board, along with a few volunteers, went out and picked up stones and mulch for about 3 hours, and got that pretty much taken care of, and that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Haley, she submitted the Parks and Rec Committee minutes, so you have a copy of those?
Nothing too important. I just know there has been some questions on the capacity when we reached that. And I think it was decided that it was 50 swimmers to 1 lifeguard. But to avoid any issues with the members, we will stay 25 below capacity, just so there's room for them to come in still. There's a new pole from they were Brave State Electricity at the back of the park from the front pole. AEP came to fix it, and it was no cost to us. I think that's about it on what needs to be touched on.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept those minutes?
No question, accept the Parks and Rec Committee minutes.
Second that.
Any questions? If not, please call the roll.
Yes.
Mr. Basic.
Yes.
Mrs. Fenster-Maker, Ms. Patterson, and Mrs. Gill. Yes. Mrs. Klein.
Yes.
And Mrs. Sherry.
Yes.
Okay. Police and safety. think the minutes, yes, are the very last page, if you'd like to look at those, and Jamie reviews them.
So we met Tuesday, August 5th. We got to speak with Mitchell, and the motion was made to recommend Mitchell to the position of a Macomb police officer at the council meeting. And then we talked about pay and benefits. There's a lot of updates that need to happen. It's been a while since those things have been updated. So we are gonna keep it at what was listed as $25 an hour. There was a motion to go ahead and award new police officers with 1 week of vacation after their 6-month probation period, just to kind of give some kind of benefit instead of having to wait a whole year before you have any vacation. And then Tammy has decided to put her clerical employee position on hold for now. Those were the main points.
Okay, is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Mr. Greenbaum.
Yes.
You need a
We need a
motion.
motion.
Second.
Sorry. So you motion?
I'll
she
second.
Okay.
I was like, that's
Now call the roll.
Just-
That's
no.
okay, moving along.
Mr. Greenbaum.
Yes.
Mr. Basic.
Yes.
Mrs. Gill.
yes.
Mrs. Bly.
Yes.
And Mrs. Sherry.
Yes.
What we're going to do, I'm gonna do old business, then under new, we're gonna do the ordinance to hire you, and then we're gonna swear you in. There is a change, the CRA meeting, Mr. Purr told us at the meeting when we met on CRA, it was 6 p.m. The paper today had 6:30. I talked to Jeremy, he said, I think I told you 6, I said, yeah, I think you did. So, 6:30 Wednesday evening is the school board meeting. Matt will be there. I know Greg communicated today with Jeremy, and they have run several scenarios to kind of get an idea of what that would be for any kind of tax abatement on those new buildings. So, if you can at all make it 6:30, because once the school board determines what they are going to do, it comes back to this council to make a vote. So I think it's important that we all know what we are voting on.
Do we have to agree with what the school board, like, what if there's two different?
The school board will give a percentage, and they will notify Greg. And then when we go to our meeting, we can either say yes or no, correct? If we say no, then does it go back to the school board?
I'm not sure the next step on that.
Okay.
We didn't talk about that.
I do know that if it's below 50%, it does not have to go to the school board, but since it's our first one, we thought it would be important to be on the same page. We cannot do anything above 50% on our own. Okay, any other old business? Okay, under new business, I'm gonna really throw you off here. We are going, down to,
Do you have 5? I need 4. Oh, yeah,
okay. So let's go to the first ordinance, 2025-12, which will be your starting pay, and then we'll go to 2025-13, and then we will swear you in. So, Melanie, would you read ordinance 2025-12, please?
An ordinance establishing the starting pay for the new full-time police officer in the village of Macomb, and repealing any other ordinances in conflict herewithin, and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2025-12.
Second.
I'll second that.
Sarah?
Sarah.
You're fine.
Yes.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
And Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Now the second and third reading.
All right. It is,
Second and third reading of that same ordinance. You need to read that one again.
I'm lost, which number is it?
That's 12.
2512.
Okay, an ordinance establishing the starting pay for the new full-time police officers in the village of McComb, Ohio, and repealing any other ordinances in conflict herewith and declaring an emergency.
I'll motion to approve ordinance 2025-12.
Second.
And roll call. Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Mhm.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
And Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Can I have a read again?
No.
No.
No, it's just.
You get to move on to number 13.
To go to 13, all right. Ordinance accepting the appointment by the mayor of the village of McComb, Mitchell Booth, as a police officer for the village of McComb, and declaring an emergency.
I'll motion to suspend the rules for 2025-13.
Second.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
And Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
So now, the easiest thing is just to say second and third reading of ordinance 0202513.
Second and third reading.
You don't have to reread the title.
Motion to approve ordinance 2025-13.
Second.
Guys are making this easy. And I'm going to call Dennis. Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Hey, Rob, who signed it as president? Who's our president signing it? This passing today? Beth signed it
Well, American would sign for it.
as a president in the, who's actually signing it?
You don't have a pro tem, so yeah,
Right.
American sign it.
Okay. You want to go back there where there's a wall, or where do you want to go?
Yeah, let's go back there.
Even if I take a picture of this?
I'm not, I'm short, so I've got a little bit of.
You lost the fork that holds it up straight. Turn so that it has I'm going to have you repeat after me in case you get lost. Okay, just.
Can do that.
Yeah, I think it's the fork that held it up.
It's shattered, sorry.
Want me to try?
No, it's,
Okay.
I think it's
It looks like
halfway
it's standing
straight.
straight now.
Okay, Mitchell, I have the oath of office. You can come on over to the flag.
Tammy, you want to scoot that?
I'm going to break it up. Just repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I, Mitchell Booth, do solemnly swear
I, Mitchell Booth, do solemnly swear
that I will support, uphold, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support, uphold, and defend the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the statutes of the State of Ohio,
the statutes of the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the Village of Macomb,
and the ordinances of the Village of Macomb,
Hancock County, State of Ohio,
Hancock County, State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the police officer
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the police officer of the Village of Macomb,
Hancock County,
Hancock County,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
according to the law and best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the law and the best of my ability, so help me God.
And
Welcome.
I didn't want to pin it on her.
Kathy, scooch over that way a little bit so I can get your face in there too. There you go.
Welcome to Macomb.
Congratulations. You want to get a picture?
A little bit closer here. All right, 3, 2. Go.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
We have waited a long time for this. We will need you to sign this, and then Mr. Painter will go ahead and affix his.
He has one, and
Oh, I marked this one up.
he wants an original probably. Are we 11? What are we, 11? Yes. Do that.
Thanks for staying.
Oh, this is great. Congratulations. I hope I only see you in council meetings and not somewhere else.
Go on over.
When the lights come on, just say, I remember you.
I wanted to say hi again.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for letting me join you tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank
We'll
you.
give him a copy for
We'll
the
make a
records
copy
and
of
give him
this
the
one.
original.
Kathy, your phone should go off here shortly. I just sent you I took like 10 pictures.
Okay.
So there's some
Perfect.
duplicates on there.
Excited.
That's like, right there.
Right.
I don't carry cards. This is who I am. Those are from home, that's my number. I need to hook up to you. The judges did send me this over on their district home.
Okay.
And then the prosecutors, you would deal with, in case you're called as a witness and for any citations and so forth. So then you can do that at your leisure.
He met a few on Friday, 'cause we had a 2020 warrant that came in on Friday. So,
All right.
yeah, so he did get to meet a few on Friday.
As long as you know everybody by face and name, and that's who you'll be working with, so.
Does a certain time work best for you?
Nope, just let me know.
Okay.
Yep.
This has been a long time coming, but I'm very excited. Hopefully it'll help Tammy with some of her overtime, see how things go, and as next year rolls in, where we're at, and whether, we want to cut back with the sheriff a little more, or keep them on. I know he's planning when he's out and about by himself, he's got to do some training, to kind of do a mix of like a second, and then some days doing a mix of what I would call third, till things like that.
Yeah, it'll probably be like a 4 to midnight or 6 to 2, something like that, so.
So,
How's
The training period, like how long do you expect the training period?
With it, I mean, so far he's picking up pretty good. I kind of quiz him here and there, and we'll do a lot more of that as we go. FTO could, it's supposed to be up to 6 months, but with us being so small, there's no way we can do that, so.
but he will have a 6-month probationary period, that's by law. So, he physical and all that, there were some new regs that had to be, done from 24, if I remember right. So, did you go and do all that yet?
So I did everything except the breathing test.
Oh.
I forget what it's called. They had to order it or something.
I think you're breathing.
Yeah. I don't know. So that I have to call tomorrow because I
Okay.
did it all today. the only thing I have left.
And uniforms have been ordered.
Background came back.
Background.
If I got that back.
So there were a lot of little steps. We are going to do what we did with Tammy. The plan is to trade in 2 of the Glocks that were bought in 2015 and get one just like we picked up at Tammy's. Cherry's does now have, it's not the blue light special, but a blue.
It's for like law enforcement.
It's law enforcement because that's a standard price across, which is a reduction. When Tammy came on, the only nearest place was Columbus that offered that, so it wasn't hardly worth the trip down and trip back, so we'll get things rolling here. So. Okay, let's go back to new business. Do we have any other new business?
Are we worried about the second motion of bringing the 1 week of vacation award this time?
We could, that would have been approved with the minutes, I would say.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That will not happen until the 6 months, and then they can do a full-time review at that time, yes. I think we need to be thinking about Halloween. I've seen some other places that have already established that date. It is a Friday, if I recall, because I was thinking, I don't know if Macomb would be in any football playoffs. I think a lot of them are now some of them are on Saturdays now too.
Yeah, all depends.
I've got a lot of feedback about actually liking having it on Halloween for Macomb, so people are.
People like
Like to
that,
have
yes.
it on Halloween, so
Yes.
that was one of my.
That's
notes,
what, we've always had it on Halloween.
And then to extend it by a half an hour. That's what
Okay.
That was.
Jeremy paid me a visit and asked me to speak on his behalf, to throw it at everybody, if this was talked about. And he would really like it on like a Saturday, a weekend, because they would like to have a haunted house, and it's just, with everybody's work schedules, it's too hard for them to get it all ready and have it ready to go during the week for Halloween. So he did ask if they would. Jeremy
Hubert?
Yes.
Okay.
So he did ask if, maybe consider putting it on the weekend. And he would like it to be like a tradition thing, so that way they can make the haunted house bigger each year and maybe utilize the community center when the community center
Brought that up
returns.
to me too.
So, just letting everybody know.
What do you consider Friday night up weekend?
I would avoid Fridays, at least this year, just because we don't have football. It'd be a bad turnout if we end up playing 2 weeks after when there's a football game.
Yeah, I brought that up last year when we were sticking with the always on the 31st. I was like, what happens if it's on a Friday because of football?
Yep.
And we were told it didn't matter, that we always did it on the 31st.
I've always heard it's 31st.
I just know it'd be a bad turnout. We're football schools, and there's a lot of people who support.
I think would be if we kept it on the 31st, and as it got closer to look at if they really did have a playoff that night, then we could modify it.
I'm not opposed to moving it to a Saturday. I just wanted to point out that I brought up that same question last year when we pushed to
I
have
know.
it on the 31st.
It has always been the 31st. I have no idea what the team will be like this year. You said there's a.
Didn't they change playoffs too?
12 teams that go in instead of 16 now.
Do we know what other kind of dates the other surrounding areas have been picking? Have they been doing like?
It doesn't, sometimes it's better not to have it on one of the others so that not everybody comes, okay, this town this night, this town is.
I heard one on the radio the other day. Did Finley pick theirs already?
I believe it's the 23rd. Is it 23rd?
Or 25th is
The
a
25th
Saturday.
is the Saturday before.
Yeah, their parade's the 23rd. I think it's the 23rd.
What, do you want to push it to September, or do you?
So October 31st is a Friday,
It is a Friday.
So to make it a Saturday, it'd probably be October 25th or November 1st.
But there can be playoffs on Saturday too. Some of them are doing.
That's true, what do you know what we have this year?
The opposite of what we did last year, but I can't remember what we did last year.
We didn't play until Halloween time last year. It was over, we were done playing before Halloween got here.
I can't remember if we played on Saturday night or Friday night, because they switch them.
Algae might know what
Right.
playoffs fall on. OSHA usually has that figured out by now.
Are we gonna have to have a special meeting for that resolution?
I was gonna talk about.
You're gonna talk about that, so maybe we can find out from Coach Algie, and maybe at that special meeting, we can just take care of the Halloween? Okay. We can do two
Take it.
things at a time.
Absolutely.
That would just state the purpose of the paper.
Does that sound fair?
I mean, September 8th, you'd still be almost.
Right.
We'd have to have a decision by that point, though.
Yeah.
You'll play, what, 2 games, 3 games by then? You might have an idea. Anything else under new? Okay, Mike, do you have anything else for this evening?
No, I do not.
Haley?
Nope.
Jamie?
I know the committee that was here when I had Matthew here talking about All-Star Rec, they did go ahead and hire him to help with the planning of events and things like that. So I just wanted to keep that fresh in our mind, because he will probably ask if we were gonna consider him for the village or not at some point.
The community partnership?
Yeah, thank you. Blanked on what it was called.
That's okay. Tyler?
I don't know.
I just have a question. Do we have the last day for the pool? I didn't read all your notes.
It's-
Yes, I put it in here, it's August 31st.
Okay. I don't have anything, I just had a question.
Are we gonna have a pool party for board employees? Cause I think we missed that last year.
We didn't do it last year.
He has, unless we have it during the week, but every weekend.
Saturday and Sunday.
He has pool parties. Unless you want to have it at a different time, I can.
I just wasn't sure if that was something we wanted to do for the employees again or not.
That's up to you guys.
Like, they have to start like what, 5:30?
6, right, 'cause it closes at 5:45. It closes at 5.
6.
I can ask when we can have it.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Let you know.
maybe shoot out a couple dates and times and see if,
Do we need approval to have a pool party if there's availability found, or we just can do it?
I think we can just do that.
It could be like Caddy Shack.
1 to 1:15?
They have to do. Just saying, I couldn't help it.
I'll be the 6th one in line for the slide, and I'll never make it down. Stay in front of that.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. Nothing from the student committee this evening. Resolution 2505. Do you want to go ahead and do that one, please?
Yes, a resolution authorizing Doug Cade, Hancock County Engineer, to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs, and to execute contracts as required.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-05.
I'll second it.
2506.
A resolution authorizing the village of Macomb to adopt a hazard mitigation plan as the official plan for Hancock County, Ohio, as a guide to reduce risks to citizens and property.
Is this a yearly?
Actually, it's more than a year.
What's it for? Oh, that's right.
Is this one that we have the time to let it go
19, yeah.
naturally?
Right. And I talked to the gal or emailed down at the state, because I had received something, and then, did Matt send this to you?
No, Lee Swisher did.
Oh, Lee, okay. So it's just, she said we should be a part of that, the gal at the state did.
I'll motion to approve resolution 2025-06.
Second.
All right, Mr. Brumbaugh.
Yes.
Mr. Bassett.
Yes.
Mrs. Gill. Yes. Mrs. Clyde.
Yes.
Mrs. Sherry. Yes. All in favor?
Then we'll skip down to the second reading of 2511.
All down.
You just have to say the number.
Oh, that
You don't
one,
read the whole
okay.
thing, it's just the
Good.
second reading.
All right, ordinance 2511. Second reading.
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve.
No, we.
No, we can't, we don't have enough to suspend.
That's right.
Yeah, there's no rush on that, there's no
No.
reason, I just want to go 3 readings.
So we'll do the third one next time. You had a fund status report on page 29, Melanie?
If I have any questions?
You may have noticed that we haven't had a lot of approvals for reconciliations and all of that.
I've been working with audit to get this thing balanced out, because I'm really afraid to run a report, if I remember correct. It has to do with our investment that we took, and I guess it was a CD that we took out and put into the bank. So it became an investment to just a deposit. And the system likes to hold the information in there because it was always done prior to it every month. So it thinks it still has that money in there. No money isn't in there, so.
We could hope.
That'd be nice. And so she couldn't figure it out either, to make it work in UAN, and she worked for UAN, and she works for the state, both of them. She's going to contact her directive in Columbus and see what she would suggest. Because if you put it in, on one side, it overinflates, put it on the other side, it underinflates, there's no in between. You can't just do like a negative,
You can't just transfer it and then enter a fund or enter a bank account.
because it's an investment.
Okay.
That's what it is.
So we haven't rolled forward until we get that squared away. And once we get that, hopefully, the next meeting, you'll be approving May, June, and July, and maybe August. If you work through them.
Well, if it's balanced in August, then that means it was balanced those other
Right.
months too, so.
So that's kind of where things are at. The gal came up and worked, so we're trying. Okay, any other questions for Melanie? Greg, you have your report?
Just want to make sure you can attend the school board meeting on the 13th to do so to discuss that CRA, as it is our first one, and to try to figure everything out, make sure we're doing things properly. The shelter house has finally been started. Hopefully, the building part will be done at the end of this week, and then I talked to the guy to do concrete. He's supposed to be coming in next week. I did send an email out to Northwest Water. I noticed there was a couple fire hydrants that have had bags on them for 2 months now, and I called up there and I asked what was going on with that, and if they had known the fire department, made them aware of that. So they were down here the next day working on them, and they are both now fixed. And I also told him that I thought our fire hydrants was not looking the best. I know Jerry Sheldon asked for paint because he wanted to paint his, and they said that's not how we want to do it. And they came down and did paint them. So we have shiny yellow fire hydrants again.
All over town?
What's that?
All over town?
They could have maybe put a better drop cloth around the bottom of them, but we got yellow in the radius around all of them.
They had a cardboard.
I did have a storm line added along Pleasant Street to help with water issues from the alley back towards Cherry Street. I did reach out to Kleinfelder to make sure this caused no issues. They were on board, so it would not. I don't know if I want to tell you, but I usually don't, sometimes the water bill just goes to Melanie, I don't see them. Well, this time I happened to look through it, and I noticed that we used almost 270,000 gallons at the pool. And I was like, whoa. So I called them, went out, we did a leak. No, there was no leak. I kind of asked them, when is the usage, and it lined up because we fill that pool almost every morning, not quite every morning, but they turn the filler on and they leave it on until the pool opens, and it was right exactly about the time we turn it on and when we turn it off. So the bill is correct. So we use a lot of water down there. Are having some night swims. Randy approached me about that. I thought we were just doing one, but we kind of talked about it, and maybe do an adult one, a family night one, and then if the adult one was a hit, they do another adult one. I kind of sat down with Randy and kind of said absolutely no coolers, no tumblers at these adult night swims, because we all know what that's going to lead to. So I said none of that will be allowed in, and hopefully we have a good turnout and it's enjoyable for everybody. And August 31st will be the last day that the pool is open. He has lifeguards up till then. So barring weather, that will be the last day.
Same hours?
Same hours. The 7 to 10 night swim. If there is somebody that's there that day, they paid to get in, we're going to stamp them. They can come back for that night. If they had not been there that day, I think it's a cheap movie. I still said charge $5. I mean, $10 for a date, I guess. OPWC contracts for 2025, they have been signed and sent out, so we will be seeing paving done that we approved last year will be done